Hello, and welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of a coin you probably see every day, but might not think twice about: the 1-cent coin. It's tiny, it's often dismissed, but this little coin has a history that stretches across centuries and carries more weight than you might expect. From its origins in ancient times to its role in modern economies, the 1-cent coin is far more than just pocket change. Coins have existed for thousands of years, with the first coins minted in Lydia, modern-day Turkey, around 600 BC. But the concept of the cent, a tiny fraction of a larger unit, came much later. The 1-cent coin as we know it today has its roots firmly planted in the early days of the United States. In 1793, just a few years after the U.S. Mint was established, the first official 1-cent coin was issued. It was called the chain cent, and it wasn't exactly a fan favorite. Designed by Henry Voigt, the coin featured a chain surrounding the words United States of America, but the design was criticized for being awkward and difficult to read. As a result, it was replaced by the wreath cent the same year, which had a more elegant design with a wreath of laurel leaves around the denomination. Over the years, the design of the 1-cent coin evolved with different themes and styles. The most notable early designs included the Liberty Cap and the braided hair cents in the 19th century. These designs were influenced by artistic changes and the political atmosphere of the time. The most iconic transformation of the 1-cent coin happened in 1859, with the introduction of the Indian head cent designed by James B. Longacre. This coin featured a profile of Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress. At the time, the design was praised for its beauty, and it would go on to become a symbol of American strength and unity. Fast forward to 1909, and the United States Mint introduced the Lincoln cent, one of the most recognizable coins in the world. This coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and featured a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. It marked a monumental shift, as it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, rather than a symbolic figure, on the front. The Lincoln cent has become a staple of American coinage. The reverse side of the coin has changed several times over the years, from a simple wheat design to the famous Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and later to the Union Shield design in 2010. Each design change reflected a different moment in history, from honoring agriculture to celebrating national unity. Now let's talk about something you've probably noticed: the value of the 1-cent coin. In today's world, it may seem almost insignificant. But did you know that in the 1800s, a penny could buy you a loaf of bread? Over the past 100 years, inflation has significantly reduced the buying power of the 1-cent coin. In the early 20th century, the 1-cent coin still had considerable purchasing power. A penny could get you a piece of candy, a stamp, or even a small newspaper. But by the 1950s and 1960s, the value of a penny began to diminish with inflation. Today, a penny can barely buy you anything at all in terms of actual goods. However, despite its diminished purchasing power, the 1-cent coin is still very much a part of everyday life. It's part of the fundamental structure of pricing. Whether it's rounding up a bill or a small piece of nostalgia, the penny is still ubiquitous in our daily transactions. Here's an interesting twist in the story: the cost of producing the 1-cent coin. As of today, it costs more to produce a penny than the coin is worth. The U.S. Mint spends approximately 1.8 cents to produce each penny, which means it's actually losing money on every single 1-cent coin made. This has led to widespread debate over whether the penny should be discontinued. For years, there has been heated debate in Congress and among economists about whether it's time to retire the penny. Some argue that it's inefficient to continue minting a coin that costs more than it's worth, while others claim that the penny still plays an important role in transactions and has cultural significance. Even though the 1-cent coin's individual value has decreased, its total worth in circulation is staggering. There are currently over 150 billion 1-cent coins in circulation in the United States alone. If you take the total value of all these pennies, 150 billion times 0.01, you get a massive $1.5 billion. That's right, $1.5 billion in pennies are still circulating in the U.S. economy. Globally, the total number of 1-cent coins across the world is even more mind-boggling. While some countries have phased out their 1-cent coins, like Canada and the UK, the penny is still in circulation in many countries, contributing to a significant chunk of global coinage. As we look toward the future, the fate of the 1-cent coin remains uncertain. With digital payments becoming increasingly popular and coins becoming less relevant in the age of mobile wallets and credit cards, some experts predict the penny could soon disappear altogether. Countries like Canada have already eliminated the penny, while others are considering the move. But for now, the 1-cent coin still holds a place in our pockets, in our history, and in our hearts. It remains a reminder of how far we've come, from the birth of the US Mint to the modern-day digital age. The 1-cent coin may be small, but it tells a big story. From its humble beginnings in the early days of the United States to its ongoing debate about whether it should stay or go, the penny continues to hold value, both in terms of money and in the rich history it represents. Whether it's on the way out or sticking around, the 1-cent coin is far from ordinary.